The sun barely rose when a young black man in a casual hoodie and jeans boarded Flight 176, bound for New York. Quiet, polite, and seemingly ordinary, he carried only a small leather bag. But when he showed his first-class ticket, the flight attendants exchanged glances and scoffed. "Sorry, sir, this cabin's full," one said, waving him toward the back. They didn't know that this wasn't just a passenger. They had just insulted and demoted the CEO of the airline they worked for. 5 minutes later, the consequences of their prejudice began unraveling a $500 million disaster. Wait a second, and tell us where you're watching from in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. David. Langston was not your typical CEO. A self-made billionaire, he believed in simplicity and staying connected with everyday people. That's why, once every quarter, he flew anonymously on one of his airline's commercial flights. There were no security details or special arrangements. He and the seat he booked online using an alias, Daniel Long. This flight was no different. Disguised in casual wear, David had boarded early and smiled at the staff. But something shifted when the gate agent glanced at his name and scanned the first-class boarding pass. Instead of respect, he received hesitation. And once inside, the attendants gave him puzzled looks, whispering, "Sir, you'll have to take a seat in the back. There's been an upgrade error." Despite holding a full-fare first-class ticket, David was ushered to economy without a second glance. David didn't argue. He nodded, walked to economy, and sat silently. But the flight attendant's giggles didn't go unnoticed by nearby passengers. "Some people just book the wrong cabin and try to get lucky," one whispered. From the window seat, David watched the engines spin to life. His heart wasn't angry. It was heavy. These weren't just any employees. These people worked for a company that had invested millions in DEI training, customer service revamps, and frontline empowerment. Yet, in a single moment, these values had been undone, not by mistake, but by judgment. David drafted a message from his tablet to the executive board and clicked Send just as the flight took off. Mid-flight, a message quietly passed through the airline's internal communication system. 4 department heads were waiting at the gate when the plane touched down. As the passengers disembarked, the attendants remained blissfully unaware. David, calm and quiet, was greeted by the COO and head of HR, who said, loud enough for those nearby to hear, "Mr. Langston, we sincerely apologize for what happened today. The board has already been notified and disciplinary actions are underway." The flight attendants turned pale. "Wait! Mr. Langston," one stuttered. "That's the CEO? Of this airline?" The other gasped. David turned, looked them in the eyes, and said, "You treated a paying customer like he didn't belong. Today it was me. Tomorrow it could be anyone. That's not the culture we stand for." The following day, news broke. The CEO of a major airline was racially profiled by his staff. The incident went viral. Stocks dropped 9% within hours, erasing nearly $500 million. David held a press conference, not to shame, but to address the EET issue head-on. "This isn't about revenge," he stated. "It's about accountability. We must be better, because people deserve better." The airline launched a full-scale overhaul of hiring and training practices, including anonymous flight audits and zero-tolerance discrimination policies. The flight attendants involved were let go, not just for what they did, but also for what they represented. As for David, he continued to fly anonymously, this time with a mission not just to oversee a company, but to inspire real, lasting change. If you enjoyed this story and found it thought-provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. What would you have done in this situation? Your support helps bring more eye-opening stories to life.